back to my channel. Today's video is a bit of a request because I'd had quite a few people messaging me and commenting saying that they were really surprised at how I was doing the 52-week project and at how quickly I was doing some of the photo shoots and organizing them. So they were asking me how I did that. And I actually thought about doing a video on this for a little while because I think it might actually be helpful, hopefully, to you guys. I really hope this is helpful. There's just a few tips that I wanted to convey across to you guys in terms of being able to create content a lot more quicker and to be organizing photo shoots more quickly and efficiently. So I think that these tips will help a little bit, and please let me know if they do, because they're quite often tips that I use on a daily basis in my photography life. So hopefully they help, and let's get straight into it. So my first tip is to actually have a smaller team and to cut down the amount of people that you're actually having on a photo shoot. Because automatically, if you do that, you're not contacting 6 different people for a photo shoot. You could be contacting 1 or 2. And that makes the world of difference in terms of how quickly you can get a photo shoot set up and photographed. So usually, in my case for this year, a lot of the shoots that I've done location-wise have been without a makeup artist or a hairstylist or a fashion stylist. It has just been me and the model. And the thing that people don't realize a lot of the time is that quite often modeling agencies are actually more than happy for you to not use a makeup artist or a hairstylist or a stylist, because they know that you're going to get more probably natural images out of that anyway, and that's better for them and their models' portfolios, because that's a lot of the time what they want from photographers is more of a natural look. So usually I just stick to more of a natural look when I'm doing those types of photo shoots, and at least if I'm not having a full team on board, then I can get photo shoots done a lot quicker if I'm just having to organize one person over 6. And it really does make a difference in how quickly you can get content out and how much you can shoot within a week's time frame even. And the second tip actually ties into this, and it is to find out what your main focus of the shoot is going to be. So definitely find out whether it's going to be a beauty shoot. So in terms of having a beauty shoot, obviously you're going to probably need a makeup artist on board, but you may not need a hairstylist and you may not need a fashion stylist. So if you can stick to doing just makeup and focusing on that, then make that your focus for organizing that shoot. If it's an outdoor shoot, for example, then you might not need a whole team on board at all. It might just need to be you and the model shooting. And I think it's important to really find out what you want from the photo shoot in the first place, because if you don't know, then it tends to get a little bit messy and you don't know how to convey to people what you want from the photo shoot or what you're going to be doing. So that's when things start to stall a little bit as well in the planning process if you don't know what you want from your photo shoot. I'd say really get into the habit of collecting inspiration images and making sure that you're constantly looking at those and thinking of ideas for shoots and planning out things as you go along, so you don't have to do it on the spot when you finally want to set up a shoot. And the next tip actually goes into that as well, and that is to create mood boards. I cannot stress this enough, how important this is. Creating mood boards are the basis for your whole shoot, and without these, a lot of people tend to become very lost in terms of what they're doing. And I think this happens a lot with, especially a lot of photographers that do outdoor shoots. It tends to become a very consistent theme with what they're doing, and a lot of the time it kind of tends to look the same every shoot that they do. And I think that comes down to maybe not having a planned out mood board initially and thinking of different ideas and concepts to do with the model and with the team. So definitely get into the habit of creating mood boards from the start. I can tell you it takes a load of stress off when you just organize everything in your head and then put it onto paper, because it really takes the stress off. It takes away any doubt that the team might have of you and if you know what you're doing or whatever it might be. So I usually do include quite a few things on the mood board. I'll include the concept, obviously, so anything that I really like, imagery that I really enjoy or I think that could really suit with the photo shoot. I'll put in styling inspiration, makeup inspiration, hairstyling inspiration, and then I will also go on to put it in a location or an idea for a location, just to sort of set that up initially. And then I'm also going to get core sheet ready, and I'll put in the dates of what I'm thinking, and obviously that might change later, but usually if I've got some dates in mind first, then that really helps with getting the process started. So definitely start from a mood board. Create maybe 5 to 10 mood boards of shoots that you'd like to do, and then just go for it. And then you may not need to organize a whole bunch of people. It might just be 1 or 2 people teams for most of those photo shoots, and then you've got 5 to 10 photo shoots worth of content within a few weeks. So just kind of try and make sure that you're having a basis of what you want for the photo shoot. All of these points are really tying in together right now, and so will the next point, which is to contact an influencer or a freelance model. And this actually means someone that's not necessarily signed to an agency. So you don't actually have to go through the agency first to get them on board for a shoot. So this can be a lot easier sometimes. Sometimes it's not, I will admit. But I think on the whole, it's easier to contact someone who doesn't have ties to an agency because you can see pretty much whether they're free tomorrow. And if they are, then you might be able to set up a shoot straight away if you've just got a model on board and a concept. And I think that that makes things a lot quicker in the planning process if you can contact someone that is freelance. Usually by Instagram, I find is a really great way to do this. Then it really does help speed things up, because when you contact an agency, sometimes it can be 1 to 2 weeks of planning a shoot before anything actually goes ahead. And sometimes the models are quite busy with different work or different jobs that the agency has booked for them, or castings or whatever it might be. So sometimes you do have more luck with contacting someone who is freelance or an influencer. And tip number 5 is to choose an outdoor location or something that's at home. Now, I know, especially for studio, it can be a really long process in terms of booking a studio and then finding out what equipment you need, and sometimes that's a bit of a headache for a lot of photographers to even think about organizing. So my recommendation for this is if you've got a studio space at home, even just a corner of your house that you can set aside, that you can put up a white sheet and you've got some lighting, definitely go for it, because sometimes that's the best way to really improve as well as you go along, and you can improve quickly if you're constantly using that space, instead of spending, you know, hundreds of dollars on a studio somewhere. Definitely look at doing that if that's kind of what you're interested in, if it's more the beauty side of photography or even studio. If it's like full body fashion that you're really looking at shooting, then sometimes just finding an outdoor location that doesn't require a permit is the way to go, because that's another thing that you don't really want to have a headache with, is getting a permit and paying for that. And automatically, if you can find one of those locations or just do something at home, then that takes the stress out of planning a meeting point, of planning how everyone's going to turn up on the day. It's just so much easier to do that, and you will tend to get shoots done a lot more quicker that way. And then my last tip overall, number 6, is to keep it simple. And this is something that's taken me a very long time to understand how to do, and I think to just not stress as much. And it's very easy to say that, and I used to be very, very stressed when it came to photo shoots, and I still do get stressed. But I think the main thing is to really keep things to a really simple level and just have a really clear thought process on what you want to do. If you've got that sorted, if you've got that mood board organized, you've got that basis for your shoot, and you only have a couple of people to organize, it really does make things a lot more quicker and efficient when you are doing photo shoots. So don't always think that it has to be a 7-person team in a really expensive studio at this time of day or anything like that. You know, try to take that out of your mindset just for portfolio work even, and to think of ways that you can do things a lot quicker. And this is what I've been doing for a lot of this year with the 52-week project. There's not been, you know, 52 photo shoots or anything of like me in some expensive studio, or me even with 5 people on board for every shoot. Like that's almost impossible for me to even fathom, considering the fact that I did 3 months of traveling while I was doing the 52-week project as well. That would have like killed me to do that. So I tried to make things easier on myself and to make things more efficient, and I think that's the best way to do it. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do. And if you guys have any thoughts or ideas on how you like to plan your photo shoots a little bit more quicker or more efficiently, feel free to put them in the comments section down below, because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there, a lot of stressed photographers out there who would love to know how to plan things more efficiently, and I think it's good that we all can help each other out with that and give each other information from our own experiences. Thanks again guys, and please let me know what you want to see on my channel. I'm always after new content or new ideas for content from what you want to see, so feel free to put that down in the comment section below as well. See you guys next week. Bye!